and welcome to this video on how to connect the edinn Industry 4.0 open platform to a process simulator. In this case, we'll be using the Flexsim process simulator. Using a simulator has various benefits, but most of which it allows us to see everything that the edinn platform can do without having to worry about a manufacturing facility or production lines or operators, etc. It also allows you as a user to test out and try the various modules that are available through edinn, such as the failure prediction with artificial intelligence module or the automatic scheduling. It also allows you, if you are interested in developing and designing your own module with the edinn platform, you can do so through the standard REST API. And by using it with the simulator, you can test out and try your own module that you can develop yourself. Great, so getting started, the first thing you'll need to do is register as a user in the edinn platform, which you can do so by going to the Try Now button on the edinn webpage. Follow the steps, and upon obtaining a valid registration, you will get access to ticketing and support platforms through edinn. You also get a registration code to register and create your company in edinn, which we'll be doing later in this video. In addition, you will get any version updates. Another thing you will have access to through a registration is full access to the Academy. The Academy is where you can find lots of useful information regarding edinn for both users and developers, the installation and maintenance, as well as any commercial partners. For this video, we'll be going into the users and developers section of the Academy. Scrolling down, that will bring us to the user area. We can find a set of instructions here, which I'll leave a link to down in the description of the video. This help guide is step by step what I'll be doing in the video. So if you ever have any questions or you want to go over it at your own pace, you can come to this help area and just follow the steps. So the first step we'll need to do after you have a valid registration is to register our company. So we'll be going to the login. This is where you can access the edinn eCloud with your company once it's created. But first we'll have to register our company. So we'll click down here. Upon registering, you'll be given a payment code, so you can enter that here. Enter your name, surname, your username, the edinn, or rather the company name. You type in your email, password, 7 characters, 1 capital, 1 number, and then you can choose your language, either Spanish or English, for how your company will be, in what language it will be operating. So go ahead and register. Next, you can choose where you want your server to be hosted. We recommend you to choose where the majority of your users will be that are using the company. In this case, we'll choose Paris. Next, we need to select a template. We'll be using the simulation of 4 processes. And now the company is being registered. While this is going on, you can go ahead and head over to flexsim.com, which is free upon creating an account and registering yourself with Flexsim. You can download this software, which is what we'll be using later in this video. So go ahead, head over to Flexsim and get that started. Heading back over, we can see that our company has been created. We've been given an internal identifier as well as the domain for the eCloud on how we can access our company. So keep this web page open because you'll need this information in a couple of steps. Heading back to the Academy, we can see this download section, and we're going to click on the edinn OPC bridge. That'll start this download. Show it in the folder, and we're going to extract all. Great. This gives us one folder for the setup and two Flexsim simulation files. So we're going to head right into the setup and begin the setup process. Next, install for everyone, agree to the terms, and begin the installation. Great, we're just going to exit out of here. We finished the installation. Now we can head down to the search bar and type in OPC. We'll come up with the OPC bridge configurator. Go ahead and click on that. Now here is where we need to refer back to this set of information that we're given upon creating our company. So go ahead and copy the company identifier and put that into the ID. We'll also need to pay attention to the URL because that is where our company will be hosted. So depending on whether you registered in a US server or in a European server, since we chose Paris, we have EU-1. The monitoring password is the password that you chose when you registered your company. This can be changed at a later time. And lastly, the simulations folder is where we downloaded the edinn OPC bridge. Make sure to not select the setup. We just want the initial folder. Accept. Great. So now we have Flexsim installed. We have the OPC bridge configured and set up. So we'll go back to the simulation of 4 processes, the Flexsim file found in the edinn OPC bridge folder. Go ahead and click on that. Don't need to worry about updates. And now we are into our simulation of 4 processes. And we're going to start our simulation, and all of this data will be sent in real time to the edinn platform, which you can access through the eCloud or through the terminal. You can see all of the data being processed, the processes, their results, if there's any failures. So we're going to head over to the login page. Now keep in mind, so this is a domain for where our company is being hosted. And when we go to the registration page, we'll need to go up here to the URL and type in where our company is. So in this case, it is in EU-1. We will now be typing in our company name, username, and the password that you chose. And we can see here on the main dashboard, we have the 4 processes that have been chosen. We can also go over to the status section and see the current status for all of our processes. We can see that they are in production. They also have a pending failure before the production was put in place, and that is because before we started the simulation, there was no valid status given for the processes. We will view that later when we enter into the terminal. We can also go over to the results section, and we can see that, for example, process number 2, it is producing, has this results for the given time frame. And going back to the dashboard, we have various metrics that we can view our simulation by. Now, going in back to the Academy, you can download and set up the edinn M2 client. We have already done this for this video, so we'll just go ahead and jump right in. We still have our simulation running. So we're going to enter into the terminal. Type in the company name, the user, and the password. Now we can see all 4 processes, and we want to view for the current period. So we're going to switch over, and we can see that for the current period that they are all in production, and that each one has this yellow status icon with the clock. And that is referring to, if you remember, the period before we put the processes into production, there is still a pending failure. And so we'll go ahead and justify that for each one of the processes. We'll put, for example, that they were on holiday. We'll go back, do the same for process number 2. Great. As well as process number 3, you can see it automatically selects where the failure is to justify. And for our last process, justify again that it was a holiday. Do a quick refresh, and we can see that now all of these statuses have been justified. Hopping back to the report section, we can go again back to the statuses, and we can see that those statuses that we just justified are reflected here in the report section of the eCloud. Great, so now we want to simulate through Flexsim a potential failure in one of the processes. So we're going to go back to the Flexsim Process Simulator, double click on one of the processes. In this case, we'll use process number 3, go down to the processor, and in the process time parameter, we'll put in a large number just to simulate as if it was a failure. And so we can see now that these packages are being backed up in the production line. Heading over to the terminal, we can see that it's showing all of the processes in green still, as if they're all operating. You might be wondering, oh, is it not sending the data in real time? It is. It is just that there is a threshold in place for each company where the failure must reach past a certain point for it to be recorded as a failure. In this case, we have a time set for the demo of 30 seconds. And upon refreshing, you can see that we have a failure in process number 3 and a dependence in process number 4 regarding that failure of the third process. So we'll go ahead and enter into the third process, and we will give this process a justification that it is on cleaning. And now we can see that the second process, as well as the fourth, is also stopped, but it is in orange because of this dependence on the third process. And in a few moments, the same will occur for the first process, as you can see now. Heading back to the report section, we can go to the results or even the dashboard, and we can see the OEE for each process as well as a set of data for the current shift. We can see for the third process, has that failure pending, but upon return to the statuses for the third process, we can see that that cleaning status that we just justified earlier has already been updated in the eCloud network. So that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments or concerns or another video that you would like to see, please leave a comment down in the video. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We will be putting out more content weekly and as often as we can to help you better understand and work with the edinn platform. Thank you very much.